Okay, so today we have got a RS3 on air ride. So this is performance lifting on airbags, and it failed the MOT on the top mount warn. So when the wheel was up, you can rock it and it was noisy. And also when you were driving it, it's really squeaky. So just whip the top off now. And as you can see, there's a lot of play in this bearing here. So we're just going to replace that bearing. I've left all the air lines and stuff on because it's an old system. It's been on here for a fair few years now, probably 5 years plus. So I don't want to mess around with that and end up having to fix some leaks if we've disturbed it. So I've just popped it out like this, and we're just going to whip the top off here, and I'll show you how to replace it. Okay, so that didn't quite go according to plan. The top mount, the nut that holds the top mount on was seized solid. When I tried undoing it, it snapped my Allen key in my head. So I'm just going to see if I can pop down to an engineering company now, see if they can whip it out for me with an air gun. Fingers crossed they'll let me do it. Okay, so I just popped into APS Automotive in Raglan. It used to be an engineering shop, that's how I knew it was there, so it's down a little lane. And they managed to, as soon as they put it on the air gun, the nut went straight off, so that's sod's law really, isn't it? But it's a good job that I went down to the garage, because my press kit I got on the van wouldn't have actually pressed that bearing out. So he was able to get it on the press for me and popped it straight off for me and changed it over. So I've got it straight at the back of the van now, on the way back to go fit it. It's going to be a bit of a nightmare getting it back in, because you've got to drop the air completely out of the system so you can take the airbag off. It means that the front anti-roll bar is pressed right up, which is going to be an absolute nightmare to drop the bottom arm to get the strut back in and then back up in. So I might have to jack the other side of the car up, but the only trouble is the other side of the car slams on the floor now where the air ride's lowered. So I'm not going to get a jack under there, so it's going to be interesting to see how I'm going to do this now. But improvise as always, and then it's MOT time. Okay, so there is the new bearing on, and here is the old one. So I'll see if I can see that play in it there. See, it's only a couple of mil, but that's enough for it to fail MOT. And also it's really notchy. And this one on here now is pretty much solid. That ain't going anywhere. So time to get it back on. Okay, so it's the next day now, it's the morning. We've got an MOT retest booked in, so gonna go take the car down for its retest. I wanted to film a bit more of changing the actual top mount, but weather didn't allow, as you literally just seen. It was pissing down with rain, so we couldn't do that. But in terms of the job, it was quite straightforward to do. The only difficult part was that we had to drop the air out the airbags, which meant the whole suspension on the front end was stiff. And it just made life a bit more difficult in getting this actual strut out. So to do that, I had to jack both front ends up, both sides, so I can get the actual play to move it around. But yeah, all in all, nice little easy job. So off to MOT now, and then on to the next job.